Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Talk with Chloe. We're so happy you're here with us today.
Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Chloe.
On this channel, we help you practice real, natural, everyday English.
Yes, and if you enjoy our lessons, please remember to like the video and subscribe.
It really supports the channel and helps new learners find us. Thank you so much.
Today, we're talking about habits, the small things we do every day or every week that shape our routines.
Exactly. Habits are a big part of our lives, so it's important to know how to talk about them in English.
By the way, it's such a beautiful day outside, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The sun is shining, the weather feels perfect. Days like this always put me in a good mood.
Same here. Sunshine makes everything feel lighter and happier.
Did you come to the studio from home today?
Yes, I walked here this morning. It was lovely. I saw people jogging, walking their dogs, and enjoying the park.
That sounds really peaceful. I walked here too, and I usually listen to music on my way.
Oh, what do you like to listen to?
I usually listen to pop music because it makes me feel energetic.
Nice. I like pop music too. But sometimes, especially in the morning, I listen to the news.
The news? Wow, that's a serious way to start the day.
I know, but I like staying updated about what's happening in the world.
Honestly, that's a useful habit. Maybe I should try it.
Maybe you should.
So, what are your plans after we finish recording today?
Think I'm going to a cafe. I really want a cup of hot coffee and maybe a slice of cake.
That sounds amazing. Can I join you?
Of course. You're always welcome to come with me.
Great. Now I'm excited for after the show.
All right, let's get into our topic, habits.
Yes, habits like your habit of inviting yourself for cake.
Exactly. But also more common habits that everyone has.
So, Chloe, how would you describe a habit?
The habit is something you do repeatedly without needing to think about it. It feels automatic.
Automatic, like a robot.
It's not exactly like a robot, but almost in my brain, it's easier for me to move into a robot and give me more problems. I have the feeling of where I end it. I don't want to be robots. I just don't want to be robots. We all have control and motives. We have a pause that can deliver more brainwashes. We have feelings and cleaning and slang.
I understand. It becomes natural. One of my habits is drinking a glass of water right after I wake up.
That's such a healthy habit. I should try that.
You definitely should. It feels refreshing.
Let's talk about morning habits first. What's the first thing you do after you wake up?
Well, the very first thing I do is open my eyes.
Very funny. What do you do after that?
Okay. After that, I usually check my phone.
Same here. I look at the time and check if I received any messages.
But my doctor told me it's a bad habit, because the bright screen light isn't good for your eyes right away.
He's probably right. Maybe we should stop doing that.
What's a good morning habit you have?
I always make my bed every single morning.
Really? I only make my bed sometimes. If I'm in a hurry, I skip it.
For me, a tidy bed makes my whole room feel tidy.
That's a nice habit to have.
What about breakfast? Do you have any breakfast habits?
Yes, my breakfast is very simple. I usually eat toast with butter, and I always drink tea instead of coffee.
Every day the same breakfast?
Almost every day. I like the routine. It's comforting.
My breakfast is different every day. Sometimes I eat yogurt with fruit, sometimes cereal, sometimes eggs. But one thing is always the same.
Coffee?
Yes, I always drink coffee in the morning. I can't start my day without it.
How many cups do you drink per day?
Do I have to answer that?
Yes.
Okay, 2 or 3.
So basically always 3.
Fine, yes. It's a habit, a slightly bad one.
It's your habit, not mine.
Now, how do you usually go to work?
I usually walk. My workplace is close to my home, so walking is easy and relaxing.
That's a wonderful habit. Walking is healthy, good for the environment, and free.
Exactly. What about you? How do you normally get to work? I usually take the bus to work, but on Fridays I often drive my car.
Only on Fridays. Why is that?
Because after work on Fridays, I go to the supermarket to buy a lot of groceries for the week. Using my car makes it much easier to carry everything home.
Ah, that makes perfect sense. So that's a weekly habit for you.
Exactly. It's part of my Friday routine.
Let's talk about work habits next. What do you always do at your job?
At work, I always start my day by making a list. I write down all the tasks I want to complete.
That sounds very organized. I sometimes try to make a list too, but I often lose it somewhere on my desk.
That is definitely not a helpful habit, Chloe.
I know, I know. And speaking of bad habits, I am often late for meetings.
Really? Why are you always late?
I always think I have more time than I actually do. Then suddenly, I'm running toward the meeting room like it's a race.
You need a new habit. Try arriving 5 minutes early.
5 minutes early? That sounds like a huge challenge.
Just give it a try.
Now, let's talk about evening habits. What do you usually do after work?
After work, I usually feel tired, so I sit on my sofa for 10 minutes and just relax. I don't talk, I don't move, I simply breathe.
That sounds wonderful. I should try that.
After my 10-minute break, I often go to the gym.
You go to the gym after work? That's impressive. I never go to the gym. Never.
Then how do you exercise?
My exercise is walking to the kitchen, walking to the bus stop, and sometimes walking to the fridge.
Chloe, that is not real exercise.
Yes, I know. It's a bad habit. I need to change.
At the gym, I usually jog on the treadmill. Sometimes I lift small weights. After that, I go home and cook dinner.
You cook every day?
Most days, yes.
I don't cook often. I usually order food.
Every day?
No, not every day. Maybe 3 times a week. Is that a bad habit?
It can be expensive, and the food isn't always healthy. Cooking at home is usually better.
You're right, but cooking for one person is sometimes boring.
I understand. Sometimes I cook a big meal and eat the leftovers for 2 days.
That's a smart habit.
What do you do after dinner?
I always wash the dishes. I can't stand seeing dirty plates in the kitchen.
I have a different habit. I often leave my dishes in the sink and wash them the next morning.
Ethan, that is a terrible habit.
I know, but it's my habit.
Okay, what do you usually do after your dishes, or after leaving them in the sink?
I usually relax. I often watch a TV series or a movie.
What kind of movies do you like?
I usually watch comedies because I like to laugh.
I often watch sports, football, basketball, but sometimes I enjoy documentaries, especially ones about animals.
Those sound interesting.
Do you have any habits before you go to sleep?
Yes, I follow a small routine. I brush my teeth, of course, and then I read a book for about 15 minutes.
That's a good habit. Reading helps your brain relax. I also read before sleeping.
What do you read?
Mostly novels or funny stories. But sometimes I check my phone in bed.
That is a bad habit. The phone light is terrible for sleep.
Yes, I know. And you do it too, right?
Yes, we both have this habit.
Okay, let's make a promise. No phones in bed.
I promise.
For how long? Only one night?
Let's start small.
Let's talk about weekend habits. Are your weekends different from your weekdays?
Oh yes, my weekend habits are very different. On Saturday mornings, I always sleep late.
What time do you wake up?
Sometimes at 10 a.m., sometimes at 11 a.m. It feels amazing.
I wake up at 8 ante meridium, even on weekends. It's my habit.
8 a.m. on Saturday? That's too early for me.
It feels normal for me. After waking up, I have a slow morning, I drink coffee and read the news.
That sounds peaceful.
On Saturdays, I usually meet my friends for lunch.
Nice. Where do you go?
We often go to a small restaurant near the park. They have really good food.
Do you do any sports on the weekend?
Sometimes I play football with my friends, but not every weekend.
That's still good exercise.
Yes, but only sometimes. So, Ethan, what do you usually do on Sundays?
Sunday is my official cleaning day. I always clean my entire apartment from top to bottom.
Every Sunday? That's impressive. You are very organized.
I like living in a clean space. I vacuum the floors, wipe the shelves, scrub the bathroom, and I always wash my clothes.
I clean my apartment only when it starts to look messy, so maybe once every 2 weeks.
Well, that is still a habit, just not a very frequent one.
Now let's talk about bad habits. We all have them.
Oh, this is my favorite topic. I have plenty of bad habits.
For example,
Well, I often bite my nails.
when do you do that?
Usually when I'm watching scary movies, or when I'm thinking hard about a problem.
I understand. I sometimes do that too. But you have so many good habits, Ethan.
Nobody's perfect, Chloe. I have another bad habit. I often lose my sunglasses.
How many pairs have you lost? Oh,
Maybe 5 or 6 pairs this year.
5 or 6. That's an expensive bad habit.
Yes, I know.
What is your most expensive bad habit?
Buying coffee every day. I have a coffee machine at home, but I prefer buying coffee from the cafe near my building.
Oh, that's definitely expensive. You should make coffee at home.
You're right, but the coffee at the shop tastes so good.
Habits are difficult to change. So, how can we make new good habits?
I read that we should start very small. For example, if you want to run, start by walking for 5 minutes.
That's great advice.
And we have to be consistent. We need to do it every single day, not just once a week.
Every day? That sounds difficult.
Not really. For example, if you want to drink more water, put a glass of water on your table every morning. You will see it and drink it.
Okay, I can do that. That is easy.
And if you want to read more, just read 1 page each night.
1 page? I can do that. Maybe I will read 2 pages.
See, you're already motivated. What new habit do you want to start?
I want to start eating fruit every day. I usually eat cookies, but fruit is much healthier.
That's an excellent idea. You can buy a banana with your morning coffee.
Yes, 1 banana a day. That's simple.
And what about you, Chloe?
I want to start calling my family more often. I usually send messages, but a phone call is more meaningful.
That is a beautiful habit. Your family will appreciate it.
I hope so.
What about old habits? Habits from when you were a child.
Oh, yes, I definitely have some. I always put on my left shoe first. I've done it since I was a kid. I don't know why.
That's a very old but harmless habit.
What about you?
I always read the last page of a book before I start reading from the beginning.
Really? Why do you do that?
I like knowing how the story ends. It makes me enjoy the journey even more.
That's a funny habit.
My sister also has a habit. She always sings in the car. Every time she drives, she bursts into song.
I do that too. It's a fun habit. So, some habits are fun, some are healthy, some are expensive.
And the good thing is, we can change our habits if we really want to.
We just need to start small.
Exactly.
I feel motivated now. Tomorrow, I will eat a banana and drink a full glass of water.
And I will not look at my phone in bed.
It's a deal?
Next week, we will check our progress.
So, viewers, as you can see, everyone has habits, and talking about them is easy.
That was a great discussion about habits.
We used many useful words today.
Yes, and I think it would be helpful to review some of them so our friends can remember them better.
Let's start with the word habit. We said it many times today.
What exactly is a habit?
A habit is a behavior that you do regularly and automatically. You don't think too much about it.
For example, my habit is drinking tea every morning. I don't decide it every day, I just do it.
That's a perfect example. A habit is like a routine action that becomes part of your everyday life. Brushing your teeth every morning and night is a simple habit.
And tying your shoes before you leave the house is also a habit. These are actions we repeat without thinking.
But here's an interesting question. Can a habit be both good and bad?
Oh, definitely. Good habits are useful, healthy, or productive, like reading before bed, exercising, or drinking water.
And bad habits, well, these are the ones that don't really help us, like biting your nails, overspending, or forgetting where you put things.
Please, don't mention forgetting things. I lose my backpack, my pens, everything.
I promise I won't say anything about keys.
Thank you. So yes, habits can be positive or negative. It depends on the result.
Now, let's talk about an important word we often use when we talk about habits, the word always.
Always means 100% of the time. It happens every single time, without fail.
For example, I always drink a glass of water when I wake up.
And the sun always rises in the east. That will never change.
Speaking of never, that's the opposite of always.
Right. Never means 0%. It does not happen. At all.
For instance, I never eat spicy food for breakfast. My stomach would explode.
And I never skip my morning coffee. That's impossible for me.
But we also have softer words, words that are not as strong as always or never.
Exactly. One of the most useful ones is usually. Usually means most of the time, maybe 80 or 90%.
For example, I usually take the bus to work, but sometimes I walk if the weather is nice.
Or, I usually cook dinner at home, but on busy days I buy something quick.
Then we have often. This means many times, but not as frequent as usually.
I often watch science documentaries. Not every night, but many nights.
And I often meet friends for tea on weekends. Not every Saturday or Sunday, but it happens a lot.
And next is sometimes.
Yes, sometimes means about half the time or less.
For example, I sometimes eat chocolate after dinner. Not always, but when I feel like celebrating something small.
And I sometimes go to bed early, but only sometimes.
Another useful word is routine.
A routine is a collection of habits you do in the same order.
Like a little schedule that repeats every day.
For example, my morning routine is I wake up, I always stretch, I usually drink water, I often check my messages, and sometimes I read a page of a book.
My evening routine is I always take a shower. I usually prepare lunch for the next day. I often watch a short show, and I sometimes call my cousin.
So, a habit is one action.
And a routine is many habits working together like a chain.
Beautiful explanation.
Now, let's review healthy and unhealthy habits.
Healthy means something good for your body or mind, like sleeping well, walking every day, or eating vegetables.
And unhealthy means something harmful, like smoking, eating too much sugar, or staying up late every night.
Viewers, try to make your own sentence. For example, my healthy habit is I always drink enough water. My unhealthy habit is I sometimes eat fast food.
That's a great example. Everyone watching, try to make your own in the comments.
So today we talked about habit, always, never, usually, often, sometimes, routine, healthy, unhealthy.
These words are incredibly helpful when describing daily life. Practice them as much as you can.
Wow, Ethan, we've been talking for a long time.
My jaw feels tired. Do you think talking too much is a bad habit?
Not for English teachers. For us, talking is a very good habit.
True. Shall we do a quick summary for our viewers?
Yes, let's give them a simple review before we finish another episode of Daily English Talk with Chloe. All right, everyone, let's wrap up everything we talked about today. First, we learned that a habit is something you do regularly, often without really thinking about it. It can be something helpful or something not so helpful.
Exactly. We discussed many examples. We mentioned morning habits like brushing your teeth, washing your face, making your bed, stretching, and drinking your morning coffee or tea.
And we went into work habits too. Things like writing a to-do list, checking your email first thing in the morning, arriving early, or in your case, Ethan, arriving a little late sometimes.
Hey, you didn't have to remind everyone about that part.
I'm sorry, but it fits the topic perfectly.
Fine, I'll accept it. It is a realistic example.
We also talked about evening habits such as cooking dinner, cleaning up your kitchen, watching TV, journaling, and reading before you fall asleep.
And of course, weekly habits, like shopping for groceries on the same day every week, going to the gym every Friday, or cleaning the house every Sunday. Then we learned some really important words that help us describe habits clearly.
Right. We practiced always, which means 100% of the time. Every single time without exception.
And we looked at never, which is 0%, something that does not happen at all.
Then we practiced softer, more flexible words.
Words like usually, which means most of the time, maybe around 80 or 90%.
And often, which means many times, but not as strong as usually.
And of course sometimes, which is maybe half the time or less.
After that, we talked about the word routine.
A routine is like a chain of habits put together in a specific order.
Your morning routine, daytime routine, and nighttime routine all show how your day is organized.
It's like telling the story of your day from beginning to end.
We also learn the difference between healthy and unhealthy habits.
Healthy habits help your body and your mind. Things like exercising, eating vegetables, drinking water, and sleeping well.
And unhealthy or expensive habits can be things like drinking too much coffee, eating junk food too often, or buying things you don't need.
Speaking of expensive habits, I'm thinking about my coffee shop habit. I think I'll try to make coffee at home this week.
That's a wonderful goal, Ethan, and I will try to break my habit of using my phone in bed.
Looks like we both have something to work on.
And that brings us to one of the most important lessons today. You can change your habits.
Yes, but you need to start small. Don't try to completely change your life in one day. That almost never works.
Instead, begin with one small, easy action.
Like eating one piece of fruit every day,
Or drinking one glass of water in the morning.
or reading just one page of a book before bed.
Small steps create big changes over time. That's how good habits grow.
Now it's your turn to speak.
Yes, this is the most important moment for your English practice.
Today's question is, what is one good habit you have, and one bad habit you want to change?
Write your answer in the comments below. It's excellent practice and helps you remember today's vocabulary.
For example, my good habit is, I always study English for 10 minutes every day. My bad habit is I sometimes watch too much TV.
Or, my good habit is, I usually eat vegetables for lunch. My bad habit is I never go to bed early.
Any answer is a great answer. We are learning together. No pressure, no perfection needed.
We read every comment, and it makes us so happy to see your progress.
So please take a moment and write a sentence for us. Tell us about your habits.
And while you're there, if you enjoyed this lesson, please give this video a like. It helps other English learners find us.
And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you click subscribe to join Daily English Talk with Chloe.
We make new videos every week to help you practice naturally and confidently.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
You are wonderful students. Keep practicing and keep learning.
And remember, learning English is not a race. It's a habit you build step by step.
Beautifully said, Ethan. We'll see you next time for another episode of Daily English Talk with Chloe.